I lived in Saigon for 2 months from May 2019 to July 2019, and so I got to know the city pretty well. It is a massive metropolis, the economic hub of Vietnam, the gateway to the south of Vietnam, probably the most energetic city in Southeast Asia. So much food, so much culture. It is an experience. On this vlog, I'm going to give you a tour. Let's do this.
Morning guys, or afternoon. It's now 12 p.m. I'm here in Ho Chi Minh City. Check out this view here of the main river that runs straight through Saigon, and you've got the financial tower there, which is an incredibly impressive building, and just in the background you can see landmark 81 right in the background. The new skyline here of Saigon. Let's head down here. Alright, so I'm sure a lot of people watching this video right now don't know much about Vietnam, so I'll give you a little bit of an overview about this city. So a lot of foreigners get confused about what this city is called. Is it called Saigon or is it called Ho Chi Minh City? And does it matter? The answer is no, it doesn't matter. Most of the locals will call it Saigon. Historically, this city is called Saigon. There's two big cities here in Vietnam. There's the one in the north, that's the capital, that's called Hanoi. And then there's Saigon here in the south. Saigon is more of a business city, it's more commercial, it's bigger population, more traffic, more intense, a lot to see. Hanoi is smaller, a bit more quieter, a lot more ancient, a lot more older, and a lot more tourists because there's more attractions, I would say, around Hanoi, like Halong Bay, Sapa, Ninh Bình, that sort of stuff. So overall, both cities are a great experience, but this one's a pretty cool one. So let the day begin. Let me give you a little bit of a tour, have some of the attractions. Let's go. Alright guys, it's the first stop of the day. It's the Independence Palace. Pretty famous building. If you've watched any documentaries on the Vietnam War, or the American War as they call it here, you will have seen this building. It's where the communists, where the North sieged it and took it from the Americans at the end of the Vietnam War. Pretty notorious building. 40,000 dong to go and enter this complex and check it out. There's some tanks there right in front of me, as you can see. But yeah, let's go and investigate this place and see what's inside. This is the communications room here in the bunker. Check out this 1960s engineering equipment. Pretty amazing actually to see this. Damn, that's some old stuff. Wow. Ooh, General Electric, American corporation. And these are the radio transmitters. Feels pretty surreal to be down here in the bunker. There's not many tourists down here, and it feels real to see how all this, what was state-of-the-art equipment in the 60s and 70s, now just looks completely ancient. What on earth is down here? Looks like the road to nowhere. Looks like I'm in some zombie movie, but I don't even know where the hell I am. Alright, so the Independence Palace is pretty interesting. I recommend it if you want to see where the Americans were based in the Vietnam War. There's quite a bit of history in there, a lot of really nice plush rooms, and I went into the bunker as you saw before. A pretty interesting place, gives you a sort of perspective on what the Vietnam War was like in this part of in Vietnam. Alright guys, check this place out. I'm in the War Remembrance Museum, which is basically a museum based on the Vietnam War, of course. It's extremely highly rated, maybe the highest rated attraction here in Saigon. And I'm gonna go and walk around and check it out now, but it's a pretty graphic place. I'll tell you more about it as I walk through. Alright, so the War Remnants Museum in Ho Chi Minh City. I didn't really vlog much when I was there because there's a lot of people there, and it was just didn't feel like I wanted to do much vlogging, but I got a ton of b-roll. And so what I'll say about that museum is it's a really raw kind of insight on the Vietnam War, or the American War. It was a brutal war. It showed a lot of graphic images of Agent Orange, the devastation that was caused by that. And I'm not actually going to show those clips on here because a lot of people would be disturbed by those images because they were seriously graphic. If you want to see just how brutal the Vietnam War was, go into that museum. It's not for the faint-hearted, it's graphic, it's also quite biased, but what would you expect? There you go. But it's a pretty cool experience. It gives you a perspective on how terrible war is. It's pretty cliche, but it's true, and it's definitely worth, you know, seeing for 40,000 dong for a ticket. Go check it out, spend half an hour there, definitely worth it. Alright guys, so this part here of Saigon is one of my favourite parts of the city. This sort of rectangle here, I'll give you the name of the place here. Check it out, all the skyscrapers around me. It's a fantastic view of the modern Saigon. One of the interesting things about Saigon, as I've told you before, and it's just started to rain right now as I start recording this clip, but it is the economic forefront of Vietnam. And so being here, you can see all these tall skyscrapers behind me, and they're all like investment banks, usually like American corporations like Citibank, and it really shows the future of this country because the economy is starting to boom here in Vietnam. The growth is very good, and so as you can see, Saigon is the forefront of that. So as you can see behind me, there's a statue of Ho Chi Minh, who's the communist leader who this city is named after. Like I said before, the city is now named after him. A lot of people still call it Saigon. It doesn't really matter, but Ho Chi Minh is a very controversial leader. I would say that all Vietnamese people love him, but I'd be lying. He's a love-hate person. But you can make your own mind up on whether or whatever you think of Ho Chi Minh. But as you can see there, statue of the famous leader, and you've got in front of it the future of Vietnam with that amazingly tall, beautiful architectural building there. And then behind it you have the government building with the Vietnamese flag at the top. So this is a super cool part here of the city, one of my favorite parts. So guys, it's a washout, the rain is not stopping, so what I'm going to do is later on tonight I'm going to take you to Voi Bien, the main nightlife district here in Saigon, and give you a tour of that, because right now I'm getting peed wet through and I want to get some shelter, so I'll catch you later. The dude there having a snooze. You snooze, you lose. See that a lot here in Vietnam. You can see people taking a nap on the bike, sleeping on the roadside. Pretty normal. So now I'm going to head to Voi Bien. This is the main party district here in Saigon. It's lively, it's raw. Anyway, check it out. I'm going to get some clips right now and see if you want to go and party on there. Let's do it. So you saw Voi Bien, main party district in the whole of Saigon. Like I say, you're either going to love it or you hate it. It's personal preference. Partying's not my thing, so I don't spend any time there, but I'm sure plenty of people watch this video would like to see what's the nightlife like in Saigon. Well, Voi Bien, very lively, lots to do. I'd describe it as a more raw, less regulated version of Khao Road without the scorpions on the sticks. And I don't think they have laughing gas there, but maybe they do. I've not really partied much on it, but definitely if you're a party person, good fun. Alright guys, I'll see you in the morning where I'll show you more of Saigon. Good afternoon guys, it's the following day here. It's about 5 p.m. and unfortunately it is currently the rain season here in Vietnam right now, and today it has rained thunderstorms for the whole day, so I've not been able to go out and show you the things that I wanted to show you today. No problem, I'll go out tomorrow and continue this vlog, but I just wanted to mention today 2 incredible observation decks where you can see breathtaking views of this mega city that I have actually covered in another vlog. Click the top corner right now and you can see that vlog.
The first one is the Bitexco Financial Tower. As you can see here, the beautiful looking skyscraper here in Vietnam. On floor 49 there is an observation deck which is 360 unobstructed views of Saigon. Very cheap to get up there, amazing views, even get a complimentary water, so you know, really good views from up there. As well as another option too, there's Landmark 81. This is an incredible piece of architecture. It was only built last year. It's the 14th tallest building in the world. But here's an important tip. The actual observation deck is, I think it's like floor 81, is 800,000 dong to enter, which is like 35 US dollars, which is expensive, especially for Vietnam. But here's the tip. They have a bar on the 75th floor, which is free to get into. It has the same views, and all you do is pay for your drink, which you can get drinks for like 200,000 dong, cocktails, etc. So 2 great options there if you want to observe Saigon from above. It's an incredible city from above. It's a mega metropolis, so I highly recommend that. But anyway guys, I'll continue this vlog tomorrow when I show you more of this great Vietnamese city. See you in the morning. Alright guys, good morning. It's a nice cool morning here. It's been raining a lot in Saigon in the last 2 or 3 days, so its humidity's down. It's quite cool. Just chilling here in this nice little park. You can still hear the traffic in the background, of course, the energy of Saigon, always loud. So the first thing I'm going to show you today is the French colonial side of Saigon. There's some beautiful French colonial architecture, because if you didn't already know, Vietnam was colonized by the French. There's a lot of beautiful French colonial architecture all over Vietnam, especially in the north, but like here and just all over Vietnam. Fantastic French architecture. So if you're into French style architecture, Vietnam will be interesting. Well, the whole of Indochina, because France did colonize Indochina. So beautiful French colonial architecture around there. Now, one of the best things about Saigon is the fake markets. There's a market here, Ben Thanh Market. I'll take you there now, which may be really cool. The great thing about Ben Thanh Market is that it's pretty quiet. You won't be hassled. You'll be allowed to just walk around, barter a little bit. There's some set prices, but mainly, unlike other fake markets in Saigon, it's pretty peaceful. Alright, so that was a tour of Saigon, Vietnam's biggest city. And I've lived here now for 2 months. And it's been quite an experience, you know. I'll never forget living here, that's for sure. Who knows if I'll live here in the future? I don't know. Maybe I will, but the beauty of living in somewhere like Vietnam is it's just so different from where I was raised. You know, there's plenty of big cities in the world like London, New York, Sydney, but they're all normal to me. This place has got raw, authentic, wonderful culture, so different from where I'm from. And so living here for the last 2 months, I've thoroughly enjoyed it. It's been a hell of an experience. Saigon is developing fast, Vietnam is developing fast, globalization's taking place. You know, if you want to, I guess, see the raw, authentic culture of Saigon, I'd come now, because I feel in 5, 10, 15, 20 years time, this place will change dramatically. Just look behind me, those new skyscrapers, there's a few down there too. The city's growing phenomenally, and I feel like it's only going to grow faster and faster. So yeah man, great time here in Saigon, and I hope that vlog gave you an insight on what this city is like. Thanks for watching guys. If you like this sort of content, click subscribe, I really appreciate it. Thank you for watching the whole video. Signing off here from Saigon, Vietnam.